What is good, Ninja? OG over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch and Gaming News video. Today we've got some great information, especially over there from Japan. A lot of great stuff is happening. We've got some moves going down when it comes to Nintendo and Japanese developer support, so let's go ahead and get right into this one. So developers say that Nintendo is making a bigger push for more violent / risque content on the Nintendo Switch, at least more than what they did even with the Wii and the Wii U, considering what they brought to the table to those systems. So this comes from a Wall Street Journal article. Takahashi Mochizuki, shout outs to him for this. And while I don't necessarily agree with everything in here, it does seem like some developers have said that things are a little bit differently when it comes to Nintendo and mature / risque games. So let's go ahead and get into this first. Here are the highlights of the bullet points. Shout outs to Go Nintendo for the links here. So Nintendo is encouraging some producers of violent or risque games to provide content for the Nintendo Switch. Developers say more titles for mature audiences are coming after Nintendo encouraged them. Takuya Aizu, chief executive of Inti Creates, assumed Nintendo wouldn't be interested in Galgun 2. In discussions with Nintendo, they welcomed the idea of bringing it to the Nintendo Switch. One executive at an outside developer said Nintendo was passive until now on risque / violent content. Now that executive would no longer say that right word to describe Nintendo's stance today. Nintendo said, as with books, television, and movies, different content is meant for different audiences. Nintendo also said parents have several ways to ensure their children don't play games aimed at adults. Shinya Takahashi, a Nintendo executive, said Nintendo's aim was to attract more grown-up game players in the West, which they've definitely done so. Koei Tecmo says that Knights of Azure 2's sales on the Nintendo Switch are not bad in Japan. Tak Fuji says Nintendo has opened its window to more developers and it has gotten much kinder to companies new to the Nintendo platform. So let's talk about this just a little bit because it's kind of breaking down that wall that we've seen with Nintendo before when it comes to mature content, when it comes to risque content and all of that. Although I always felt that Nintendo has done stuff like, for example, Call of Duties, and there's been Manhunt, and there's been all sorts of violent type of games on the Wii, and then on the Wii U they brought over stuff like Batman, and they wanted Call of Duty, and they got all that stuff. But it seems like they're even going a step further with their own country when it comes to Japan. And they've always had Senran Kagura or wanted that on the system. But it seems like Nintendo is even taking it a step further as far as before. I guess it was somewhat passive, like, okay, yeah, bring it over, but we're not going to pursue you. But it does seem like Nintendo's saying, no, now we want everything from Japan, whether it's Galgun, whether it's Knights of Azure 2, whether it's any of those type of games, which they normally didn't get before. Sometimes they would get, but normally they wouldn't, and it wouldn't make sense. It's like, why is this game not coming to a Nintendo platform, whether it's Knights of Azure, or whether it's Galgun, or whatever the case is. But finally, we are getting that content, and I am ecstatic. I am definitely ecstatic, but it does seem to me like it's certain companies that are just getting their treatment as far as their games in higher regard. Obviously, Nintendo has some new blood doing the deals and doing some stuff over there. They need to attract a bunch of different types of gamers, so making sure that you have content ranging from everything really helps out. And on top of that, Nintendo can say, we have done everything possible to make sure that parents can safeguard their children. You can't sit here and say that you don't know if you're a parent because you have a smartphone app that Nintendo has advertised multiple times on their channel, has let people know. It's inside the box. It's right there on the system menu. There is no way, if you're a parent and if you're even paying the slightest bit of attention, you can't see that smartphone app that you can control directly from there, that you can control directly from your smartphone. You don't even need to be on your console. And I think that was the biggest roadblock beforehand. You needed to actually be on the console and know how to use that console in order to have those parental controls. But this time it's right there on your smartphone, so you can control the system from there and see what's going on. So I can see why Nintendo is definitely making this push, because now all the tools are in place, whether it's the smartphone connecting, being able to shut down the system essentially from your smartphone based on what you're seeing your child or whoever's playing. And so I do think that Nintendo's like, okay, we finally provided that. Now we know we've done everything we can. If some parent comes at us with some BS, no, we're going to say, no, we have this, and this is what you can do. So we made sure that we did our part. So I'm really happy that Nintendo is embracing this more than they did beforehand and giving some of the smaller developers some time as well. So I like to see all different types of games on the Nintendo Switch, and I'm happy that Nintendo is taking this stance. So what do you guys think about this? I think that it's going to bring a lot more more games to Nintendo Switch, and we're going to talk a little bit about that going forward here in this video. But I feel that there's going to be a lot more developers lining up to make their games for the Nintendo Switch, and it's going to be a lot sooner than later. We're seeing stuff like Galgun, we're seeing stuff like Knights of Azure 2. I think there's going to be a lot more coming forward in the future. So what do you guys think about this so far? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on to the next big article here. BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is coming to Nintendo Switch in 2018. So Arc System Works has announced that the 2D fighting game BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is coming to the Nintendo Switch next year. This will be the very first BlazBlue game for the console, and I think Nintendo's second BlazBlue game as far as on Nintendo devices. I think there was one on the 3DS if I'm not correct, or DS, one of those two. I think it's 3DS. And BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle features characters from BlazBlue, Persona 4 Arena, Under Night in Birth, and Ruby. A new trailer today confirmed Ruby's Wes Schnee, I probably said that wrong, plus Rachel Alucard and Hazaman from BlazBlue. You can watch it right here as you're doing so. And yo, this is super hype, because I told you guys that we're probably going to be getting a BlazBlue game on the Nintendo Switch, because Nintendo said that there is an unannounced BlazBlue game coming, and Arc System Works wanted to wait till when they wanted to reveal what systems it's coming on. And I also said that we're going to start seeing a change when it comes to some of these Japanese developers, because before BlazBlue used to come to the Xbox, now it's coming to PC, Nintendo Switch, and PS4. So I told you guys there was going to be a change in that. Developers are going to start wisening up when it comes to Nintendo Switch. You're seeing the sales results. Obviously, you need to have this game on the Nintendo Switch, and I would not be surprised, even with the PlayStation's fan base as far as Japan goes, if this game sells more on the Nintendo Switch because of that portable aspect. It uses anime style graphics. That's obviously going to be pretty much the same looking game across the board. So I definitely see this game doing very well on the Nintendo Switch. It's a perfect fit for the system as far as what it can do. We've got the arcade sticks. We've also got the portable play for tournaments, taking it, doing whatever you need to do there, and also TV play as well. So I'm looking forward to this game, and this will be the first BlazBlue game that I buy since the Xbox 360. The original BlazBlue, I bought that one. It was great. It was fun, but this time I'm definitely going to buy this one and be into it. We're going to have some PE Arena, PE game nights, probably for the hardcore players out there. BlazBlue isn't a super popular franchise. I doubt it's going to be big or anything, but at the same time, I still feel that it's going to do very well on the Nintendo Switch, considering the type of game that it is. And it's cool that it has a bunch of different like Persona 4 characters and the characters from other universes. That's really good and should help make the game sell more, especially with the Persona 4 characters in there. I think that's probably going to be the biggest thing. I hear Ruby's pretty big as well when it comes to that show, so having characters from all these different universes is definitely going to be good, and it's probably going to help it sell more than the previous BlazBlue game. And also coming to Nintendo Switch, you open yourself up to a whole new fan base that probably wants to buy your games, unlike the Xbox 360, and I don't think there was a BlazBlue game on the Xbox One. There might have been, but unlike the Xbox, people didn't want to buy that game on that system, so you open it up to people that probably want to buy the game on the Nintendo Switch. So what do you guys think about this? Another brand new game announcement. We had Icy that I talked about earlier today, and now we also have this game here, and guys, it's not slowing down. There's going to be a lot more announcements. Nothing is set in stone when it comes to Nintendo Switch. As far as the amount of games that's coming to the system, there's going to be multiple announcements. There's going to be a lot more, and that leads right into my next article here. Alright, so shout outs to everyone who linked this to me on Twitter, also Deuce Gamer as well, shout outs to you. But apparently there was an article from Mantan-Web JP, and it talked about that software coming to Nintendo Switch from Japanese developers will pretty much fully be ready in 2019, and we're going to start getting a lot more announcements in addition to new games being released on the system in 2018. And essentially it seems like this article was saying that Japanese developers have fully realized, like, okay, hey, Nintendo Switch is here. Maybe some of them waited a little bit. Bandai Namco waited a bit, whereas some like Koei Tecmo jumped on earlier, but we're seeing the transition slowly but surely as far as different games. Attack on Titan 2. We also have BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle being announced. We have more games coming as well. But by 2019, you should pretty much see 100% adoption or near that rate, guys. And like I said, this is a roughly translated article. It's not, I guess, 100% full, great translation. So some stuff still could change from here. But the basic gist from what people have told me via Twitter is that Japanese developers have seen that the success of the system is definitely going to be here. They see the sellouts, and a lot of these developers are now preparing software to be fully ready as far as all of their engines and everything by 2019. And by 2018, you're going to start seeing the announcements come out, and which we're already seeing at this point in 2017. Quite a number of Japanese game developer announcements, like I said, Attack on Titan and more. But yes, 2018 should also be a very good year for the Nintendo Switch as more Japanese developers get everything prepped and ready. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be dropping the Xbox One, or at least a lot of them are probably going to be dropping the Xbox platform, as that system is sold as a Blu-ray player in Japan. So they want to make sure that their games sell a little bit more. The Nintendo Switch at this point is nearing 2 million units in Japan. And I'm pretty sure that Nintendo knows that Super Mario Odyssey is going to demand a lot of stock. So we're definitely going to see that in Japan. We saw that with Fire Emblem Warriors, where sales went up, Splatoon 2, and various other games. So they're going to have the stock ready for Super Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch. So a lot of great stuff is happening right now for the Nintendo Switch. There's going to be a lot of new game announcements when it comes to things based on this article here. And Japanese developers do know that, hey, we've got to support this system. This is the next thing that we need to do because it's selling like hotcakes. And not only that, but games are selling pretty well across the board when it comes to Japanese developers who have decided to put their games on the Nintendo Switch. We're seeing units in the hundred thousands of sales. I think Bomberman even hit that amount if you include digital as well. Bomberman, guys. So we've seen stuff like Ultra Street Fighter 2 as well do very well in Japan. Knights of Azure 2, they said it's doing okay. It's not that it's necessarily doing the best, but it's doing okay as far as Nintendo Switch sales. Nintendo is making more of a push, like we talked about, for these type of Japanese games out there. Look forward to a lot of cool stuff, guys. I expect to see a lot more announcements, and I do feel that with the Nintendo Switch, what you're getting is a pretty much all-in-one system that really fits what Japan is looking for, so you're going to see a lot of these games come over to the system. So what do you guys think about all these different articles that I talked about here? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon page. Pledge any tier, be entered in to win some awesome prizes. In addition to that, we have Discord voice chat and prize eShop tournaments. Also, make sure you check out our brand new YouTube live gaming page, link in the description below, and consider sponsoring PlayerEssence. When you do so, it works very much like Twitch, to where you can earn custom emotes that are this channel themed in order to use in the chats. Plus, it gets you entered into my friends list in order to participate in tournaments. So check out the link in the description below and consider sponsoring PlayerEssence right here on YouTube Gaming Live. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest Japanese, RPG, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.